You see, this bunch was so huge, two people had to bear it on a stick between them. I would say that was genetic engineering. And you know, we find that even Saul, he was so impressed by what he saw, he disobeyed God. You find that in 1 Samuel 15, starting in verse 13. And when he was told to kill all the sheep and all the animals and everything, he said he spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord. He was in rebellion. God told him to destroy them. That's what he should have done. Samuel promptly told him what was going to be the result of all that. So today Jews regard any that are not Jews as Amalekites, and they also use other names, Goyim and such like. And they automatically incur a death penalty, just as I read the excerpts from the Talmud just now. So, you know, just like in the days of Noah, it's the same today. Violence is stalking the earth. And you know, the nations of Israel have almost perfected this. But it so upset God that he thought he would wipe everyone out. But he found that Noah was righteous. It says he was righteous in his generations. What does that mean? It means that he did not have in his genealogy any link with fallen angels. So his generations were perfect. It's nothing to do with his race, that he was a white race and he didn't mix with any other race. That wasn't the point. He was a human being who could trace his humanity right back to Adam and Eve. That was why he was saved, besides his righteousness. He was righteous in his generations. You know, we also need to understand that in the Bible, you know, you have a former and a latter fulfillment. So many of the things that were said in the past are yet to happen. And because we are doing exactly the same things, we can expect exactly the same punishment. But even worse, because we're now told that what is going to happen has never been done before. You know, the nation of Israel, which is being exalted at the moment, it will be utterly destroyed. Yes, the nation down in the Middle East called Israel will be utterly destroyed to clean it up for Christ's return. Now we are in the strange situation that we've got laws being passed. They passed them here. They passed them in America. That you mustn't say anything that is going to disturb people, otherwise they can lock you up. They're trying to pass laws now in the United States that if you speak out against homosexuals, they lock you up for 5 years. And they can brand you terrorist for absolutely anything. So the truth must not come out. In actual fact, that is Satan's greatest fear. Did you know that? His greatest fear is exposure. Yep. Do anything. He'll give you anything. But don't expose him. Emmanuel Haney, in his Delivered from the Powers of Darkness, makes that very clear. He doesn't want to be exposed. So Christ is the one who would lead all these people who have been scattered because of their rebellion worldwide. He will lead them back to the nation called Israel. No evangelist is going to do this. No nation is going to do this. It is the sole prerogative of Christ. And whether churchianity chooses to believe it or not is really quite immaterial. This point seems to have actually eluded all of churchianity, who vigorously support Israel, and the false Jews, who are actively anti-Christ. But we shouldn't be fraternizing with them anyway. Deuteronomy 28 tells us the price for our rebellion. We've quoted it many times. I'm not going to go through all of it. You know, war is not won by superior weaponry. We need to be clear about that. The Americans have just unveiled their new fighter, the F-22 Raptor. Raptor meaning bird of prey. Incredible aircraft. It can do all sorts of things, practically stand on its tail and all the rest of it. But that's not what wins wars. Afghanistan isn't being won. They're taking an absolute beating there. It is God who determines who wins wars. You know, Deuteronomy 28:25, the Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. That is the crux. We can build embassies and military complexes and whatever you want to call them. It makes no difference. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. That is talking about biblical Israel, the English-speaking people. It will happen to the Jews, the false Jews, because they're part of the whole scheme. That's Deuteronomy 28:25. They mightn't like me saying it, but it's there. All you have to do is simply watch the events and see if it unfolds. You know, David killed Goliath with a stone, didn't he? In spite of his superior armor. You see, it is utterly impossible to be invincible when foolishly confronting the eternal God, because that is what we are doing. We are saying, we know a better way, we can steal, we can kill, just keep your nose out of this. And we have reached the point where we are saying that President Bush is the leader of the Christian world. He said he occupies the moral high ground. Sorry? He's a skull and bones man, he said so. That is satanic. You know, when the eternal God sent Nebuchadnezzar to destroy Israel because of their rebellion against him, you know, he destroyed it. He took them captive to Babylon. And when the eternal, I say this all the time, when the eternal God says, I will personally fight against you, you can bring your Raptor F-22s, your aircraft carriers, and whatsoever you like. You are dead meat even before you start. Look, America is going through a financial crisis that is going to destroy her and destroy the rest of the world at the rate it's going. If Iran has been chosen to punish Israel and the United States, this is what will happen regardless of what the fallen pastors say, like Hagee. Oh, we must kill them before they kill us.